You guys, it has been 7 months since I had my breast implants removed. I can't believe it's been that long. Like, it feels like it's flown by. And I remember at the beginning just thinking, man, I hope time does go fast just so that hopefully they fluff or whatever. But yeah, so it's been 7 months. And if you have been following my journey here, thank you. And if these videos are helping you, then I'm glad that's what they're for. So, when I was reflecting the other night, actually, it was before I got in the shower, I was just thinking how, this time last year, I was so stressed out. Like, I was trying to figure out how I was going to get these breast implants removed, if I was going to be able to get insurance to cover it. I wasn't sure if they would. I was having trouble actually still finding a surgeon, and I didn't want to just go to anybody. And the person that I thought was going to do them ended up not, which ended up being a blessing in disguise. At the moment, I was freaked out, but it ended up working out in my favor, I believe, because my results that I got from my explant with the surgeon that I went to, she did so good. So I know that that was all on time and all in my favor. I know one of the most helpful things for me when I was trying to decide about getting my breast implants out and just, the fears and the worries was seeing other people's photos. Now, I did see some photos that terrified me because I didn't have the best results. If you know me personally, you know that I'm a cosmetologist. And so I would always tell my clients that sometimes the way your hair turns out, it's going to be dependent on what we're working with. So if you're starting off from a really bad canvas, then the results are not going to be as desirable or the results that you want to achieve as easily or maybe that first time around. Okay, so depending on your personal scenario, obviously results may vary, but like I've said in some of the other videos, I think personally going to a reconstructive surgeon, especially if it's someone that has dealt with breast cancer patients and they're used to reconstructing the breast, that's probably your best bet because they have more expertise in, putting things back together again and making it look as good as it can look, which is what I did. So I wanted to share with you all photos of before I got breast implants when I was 18, the results from the first set, when I got breast implants under the muscle when I was 35, and my explant results. And then I have, I think, 3 or 4 photos from like 5 days, 2 weeks, 3 months, and 7 months, I think. I think that is so helpful to see. And, it's just, that's what we want to see, right? Like, we want to see, like, how am I going to look? Which, again, you might not look how I look, but it will be helpful. So we're going to start off with the image from, it was actually from the first plastic surgeon I went to. It was my before photos. So I'll go ahead and put that up somewhere now. So this is when I was 18. And I actually think my results, like that I have now after explant, my breasts look even better than when I was 18. But yeah, here they are. And, I guess there was nothing wrong with them. I guess they were normal looking breasts. But for me, in my mind at the time, I had already had body image issues. I had a baby when I was 14, for those of you all that don't know. She's 24 now. And, I felt like that took a toll on my body at a young age. And I think I had tried some of those creams, trying to enhance my breast at one point with no results. But at one point, I overheard my mom's friend, who was a nurse, and my mom's a nurse, talking about there's this plastic surgeon who has these new breast implants that are supposed to like look like real breast and feel like real breast, and they're having like a study and a trial to where you'll get some of your money back over the course of a 10-year study. So that is when the light bulb for me went off, to where I was like, I should get breast implants. I could finance it, and that's where it all began, and that's how it started. just from simply overhearing someone talking about that. And I was just like, I could do that too. And then I'll be perfect. Um, yeah, the naive mind of an 18-year-old. So I go to the surgeon and I get implants over top the muscle, and they were the Silamid gel textured implants. So, they, for all purposes, they felt pretty real, I guess. They looked natural, I guess, natural-ish. They were quite large for my frame, which is what I asked for. But yeah, I rocked these out for 16 years. They just really became part of me. I was so young when I got them that I just really didn't pay much attention to them. Had no idea that's what was causing me to have all these medical problems over the years. But yeah, that was the first set. And then finally at year 16, if you haven't been following my story, that's when I started getting a lot of symptoms. They were starting to not match anymore from capsular contracture. One of them was starting to swell. And that's when I learned about BIA-ALCL. So I got panicked and was trying to find the first surgeon available to, get out the bad ones and get some fresh ones in. So I ended up going to a surgeon, and he ended up suggesting that I get breast implants under the muscle because I was so thin, and get a lift. And of course I was excited in my brain because I was like, oh yeah, it'll be like perky. And I had, again, no idea about breast implant illness. I had only known about the cancer that they cause, but I thought that was directly related only to the textured implant that I had. So, at the time when a surgeon was like, oh yeah, these are like way safer, they're the new ones, they have a 20-year warranty on them, sounded good, right? Which now in hindsight was a terrible idea, and that ended up being a whole nother disaster, as a lot of you know. So I'll insert the photos from when I got under the muscle. Now, I did have issues with this surgery, as a lot of you all know, where I needed reconstructive surgery after this one. And, and again, at that point when I had them in, I still was not aware at first of breast implant illness either. That wasn't until I think like a year later or something like that, to where I was like, wait a second. Why did the surgeon not tell me about this, knowing my medical history? But that's a whole different rant. So here's those results. And then that leads me up to 3 years after this last surgery. I ended up getting finally a surgeon that could do the explant, finally got it covered with insurance. They also were going to cover fat transfer if I needed it. They also were going to cover a lift. If you are someone that wants to know about how to get insurance to cover breast implant removal with a lift and fat transfer, I have a video on that. That'll be attached to this playlist. Definitely check that out. So yeah, I end up getting the explant, and I did not look for 5 days. I was too scared. And then after I finally did look, it wasn't terrible. Like, I was like, okay, like this could be okay, I think. It was definitely strange because I was used to like massive melons and didn't have all that on me anymore. But for 5 days I was like, we could only get better from here, and it wasn't even that bad, or wasn't bad at all, really. So that was good. And then I think I took a photo at 2 weeks. I probably should have checked that before this video. Sorry, guys. I'll insert a collage of right before, and then the 2 week, or the 5 day, the 2 week, I think the 3 month, and then the 7 month. And then I'll do a separate photo here in a second of the before with those implants and my current, just so you can see what they look like. In this photo, I I really think they look awesome. Like, oh, I beg to differ. They look better now than they did with this last set of implants. So, you know, do with that what you will. Not everyone's a fan of natural breasts. I get it. But yeah, so hopefully seeing these photos, if you're someone that is thinking about getting your implants removed, will give you some kind of comfort. I have a lot of videos on the topic with a lot of different subjects, and definitely check those out if you're having questions or you're just still feeling nervous or whatever it may be, because I'm making these videos to give back to all the people who did this for me, that helped me along my journey. And that's what I'm hoping to do here. I never thought I would be posting my breast on the internet, but since it's for a good cause, it is what it is. And it's part of just my life's journey here. And, you know, I'm just trying to encourage and inspire other women to rock out their natural bodies. And then if you already got the implants and you want them out, get inspired to take them out if you feel that that's what you want to do. And, you know, if you appreciate these videos, definitely feel free to share them in any of the breast implant illness groups, or share them with a friend or anyone that you may know that might be really needing these videos. You know, because it is such a process, it is such a journey, and it's really scary. And we live in such an appearance-driven society that, you know, it's scary. It really is. If y'all have any other questions or topics that you want me to make a video on, drop that in the comments. And if you're new here and you're feeling my vibe, please subscribe. If you like the video, give it a like because that really helps me out. And I'll see you guys in the next video.